The LG V20 USA here, and today I'm doing a video about Google and the T-Mobile Sprint merger. So I'm on funnymoney.com and it says that Google reportedly talking with Dish about partnering up on baseball purchase. So it looks like that Google is getting involved in this Sprint T-Mobile merger here. So this is pretty interesting. So let's hit the side, alright? So it says that as you most likely know by now, the $26.5 billion merger of T-Mobile and Sprint have three final hurdles to clear. One is approval from the California Public Utilities Commission. Another one is a lawsuit filed by 14 states attorneys generals in an attempt to block the deal. And the third bar to clear is obtaining Justice Department approval. The trial may not start until October, which could delay the merger if the judge presiding over the case issues a temporary restraining order blocking the deal from closing until the trial ends. A decision by the California PUC could happen any day. And last we heard, the DOJ had reached a rough agreement with T-Mobile and its parent company, Deutsche Telekom. So the T-Mobile Sprint merger, it has some hurdles to go through before it can get approved and stuff. So they have to do a trial. They'll do a trial about this. There are a couple of hurdles, like I said. They have to get approval from the California Public Utilities Commission. Another hurdle is the lawsuit filed by 14 state attorneys generals, and another one is that and that they have to get the DOJ's approval. So they have a few hurdles before they can get approved. So yeah, so it says the DOJ situation is perhaps the most intriguing. T-Mobile to win FCC approval promised to finish 97% of its 5G rollout no later than 3 years after the deal closes. It also promises to freeze prices for that same period and spin off prepaid carrier Boost Mobile. The DOJ, who focuses on competition warriors, that combining T-Mobile and Sprint will reduce the number of major carriers by 25%. The regulatory agency fears this would allow the remaining three wireless providers to raise prices at will. So this whole merger thing has the DOJ worried about competition, because that is for the U.S. major carriers, is four of them: T-Mobile, Sprint, AT&T, and Verizon. And it is the history. You'll have three major ones: T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon. So the DOJ wants a fourth carrier, so that's where Google and Dish comes in and stuff like that. So this is very interesting. So the DOJ essentially said that it would give the merger its blessing under the condition that T-Mobile and Sprint help turn Boost Mobile into a major nationwide carrier. So that's going to be interesting. And Boost comes the fourth major. That's going to be interesting about the Boost Mobile thing within. It's going to be interesting with Boost Mobile. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. So earlier this month, it appears that the DOJ, Deutsche Telekom, and T-Mobile were hashing out details of an agreement. This would buy Boost and some spectrum from T-Mobile and Sprint, and enter a 6 or 7 year agreement to use T-Mobile towers while it was spending billions to build its own. So there's also they're talking about Dish buying Boost Mobile, which is about $6 billion, I believe it does. It says that Boost is going to enter in a contract with this T-Mobile for 6 or 7 years, while Dish builds out its own network of its own. So at the beginning, Dish would use T-Mobile's towers, and then as an agreement, hopefully Dish would have its own towers, according to this article here. And so in other words, this would be a mobile virtual network operated in Vienna for a few years. This is simply a company that offers wireless service to consumers without actually owning a network of its own. So in the beginning of this, Dish would be in Vienna at the beginning of this. It says talks between T-Mobile and Dish are halfway there. So it looks like T-Mobile and Dish are making some progress in terms of tariffs and stuff. So it said Dish had recently said that it would. It says Dish had recently said it wanted a partner to help it build out a 5G network. And the New York Times said last night or whatever that Dish might have found a deep-pocketed partner. The paper reports that Alphabet director Alan Mulally has been in talks with Dish about building a new major U.S. carrier. Alphabet, of course, is Google's parent company. A Post source says there's no questions that are talking, unquote. Other sources tell the Post that the situation is fluid and that there's no guarantee that Alphabet and Dish will reach an agreement of its own. So there's still chances that the deal can fall through between Alphabet and Dish here. Since Google denies it is in talks with Dish and released a statement saying these claims are simply false. Google is not having any conversation with Dish. So saying that Google denies that it's in talks with Dish. So Google denies it, but I guess this is also reports and shit. But they say, quote, these claims are simply false. Google is not having any conversations with Dish about creating a wireless network. Quote, end quote. Deutsche.com has been asking that any deal involving Dish purchasing Dish includes kept preventing a third party from buying more than a 5% stake in the satellite content provider. That's because the German telecom company is afraid that Dish will make a deal with a large company loaded with cash and build up Dish Mobile to the point where it becomes strong competition for a combined T-Mobile Sprint. Sources say that both Deutsche.com and T-Mobile are backing away from the demand after the DOJ and Dish made it clear that they were not happy with that request. Says while a deal could give Dish chairman Charles Ergen the wireless business he has wanted for some time. So if this deal does get there with the whole Dish thing, it could give the Dish chairman the wireless business that he wanted for some time. So we'll see that this happens for the chairman of Dish. It says it also could help Google. The latter currently offers an MVNO of its own, Google Fi, of course, which relies on mobile Wi-Fi hotspots and cellular service from T-Mobile Sprint and US Cellular. You guys know that Google Fi is like a prepaid brand from Google. It uses Wi-Fi hotspots and it uses cellular connections from T-Mobile Sprint and US Cellular. So, it says getting involved in a deal with Dish to buy Dish and building a nationwide 5G network would allow Google Fi to drop the MVNO contracts it has and eventually use its own network. So this thing could be a good thing for Google if Google does decide to get involved in this. Experts say that should Dish and Google buy Dish, The pair would have their own network up and running in 3 years. So, the experts say, that if Dish and Google buy Boost Mobile, they could have their own network up and running in 3 years, so that'd be pretty cool. Says we'll see how that goes. It says people close to the talks between Dish and T-Mobile characterize them as being about halfway there, and says the talks could take another 2 to 3 weeks before a deal is reached. So people who are know about the talks between Dish and T-Mobile, they're saying that they're about halfway there. So they are making progress in the talks between Dish and T-Mobile. They're saying that a deal could be reached in 2 to 3 weeks. So we will have to wait and see about that. It says T-Mobile and Sprint announced the merger on April 29, 2018, and originally set a deadline for April 28, 2019 to close on the merger. Obviously, those dates have passed. It's July 8, 2019. But if Korea has extended that to July 29, 2019, and it appears that another extension will be necessary. So, yeah, it looks like Google is reportedly in talks with Dish about partnering up to buy Boost Mobile. But it says in the article that Google denies talks with Dish. But these are just reports and stuff like that. So this could be interesting if Google does indeed partner up with Dish to buy Boost Mobile, because Google has its own MVNO, Google Fi. That uses T-Mobile, Sprint, and US Cellular for cell data and uses Wi-Fi hotspots for Wi-Fi obviously. So this thing could be a good thing for Google. But if this whole Google thing is to be true, I think Google could drop its Google Fi service. They could drop it. They could. So we'll have to wait and see about where all this goes with the Google thing here. So it looks like Google might be interested in the merger as well. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. This is basically just a wait and see game, guys. So there's a lot of news going on about the merger. There's different things happening. You have Dish Network interested in buying Boost Mobile. You had Amazon. You had TracFone, and you had Q-Link Wireless interested in buying Boost Mobile. But it looks like Dish Network looks like to be the front runner here in purchasing Boost Mobile. But we will have to wait and see about that there. So we'll see if Google gets their hands on this, and we'll see what happens. So that's all we can do is just wait and see. So what do you guys think about Google reportedly talking with Dish about partnering up to buy Boost Mobile? I want to know you guys' thoughts about that. But like I said, it also says in the article here that Google denies talks with Dish. So this is just report, so do keep it in mind. So if you guys enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, guys, or let's mail a lot. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you very much for watching my video, and look at you guys in the next one. Peace out.